A very good morning, dear students. Today in this video explanation class, we are going to study our chapter number 5 for civics, which is judiciary. So, let's discuss about this chapter and understand what our judiciary system of India means. So, if you take a glance at the newspaper, it provides you a glimpse of the range of work that our courts are doing in our country. Now, in the other unit number 2, you have studied that India is a country where we have rule of law, which means that कोई भी काम आप बस अपनी मर्ज़ी से नहीं कर सकते हैं, सब चीज़ें लॉ के हिसाब से होती हैं और चलती हैं. So that means that laws are applied to every citizen equally and certain sets are fixed to produce the needs to be followed by the when a law is violated. So a punishment will also be given if you violate the rules or the laws. So now here they are asking you a question again, that the judiciary system plays a crucial role in India's democracy, and it can play this independent judiciary. So what does a independent judiciary means, and are there any connections between your local courts and the Supreme Courts? So we are going to get the answers for these questions in our further chapter. Let's understand. Now we are talking about that what our independent judiciary means, and then is there any connection between the court in your area and the Supreme Court, and we are going to study about this. Now we are understanding what is the role of judiciary. So courts take decisions on every and very large number of issues. They can decide that no teacher can beat a student, or about sharing of river water between two states, or they can punish people for particular crimes. Broadly speaking, the work that judiciary does can be divided into following parts: dispute resolution, judicial review, then upholding the laws and enforcing fundamental rights. So we are going to now study our first two parts, which is dispute resolution and judicial review. So what do you mean by dispute resolution? So any dispute between the dispute which is between any other community or citizens, that is going to be solved by the government. The dispute can be between two states also, and the dispute can be between the central government and the state government as well. Okay, so this dispute can be of any level. Okay, by this it means that it can be a small dispute between maybe a husband and wife, maybe between two families, okay, between two brothers, or it can be even between as big as central government and state government disputes. But all the disputes are now brought to a resolution by judiciary system, by the courts. So if you want to resolve your petty issues of house, where do you go? You go to, maybe sometimes you go to Gram Panchayat, or you go to other families for resolving your problems. But what if the whole problems become very big? Now it is a question of property and house. Then you go to local courts and you ask the court to help you out to resolve the problem. Now, what are the judicial review? As the final interpreter of the constitution, the judiciary also has the power to strike out any laws passed by the government if these are violating the structure of our constitution. Now this is called judicial review. Now we understood that Rajya Sabha, now if anybody is passing a bill saying that this should become a law, and Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha also agree that this bill should become a law, but the courts feel that the rule or the law which has been passed by the parliament is violating our structure of constitution, हमारे constitution के against है वो law, हमारे constitution की value को नहीं दर्शाता है वो law, then judicial review होता है. Then the courts can violate that law, courts can suspend that law, दे कैन से दैट ये लॉ नहीं माना जाएगा बिकॉज of so and so reason, because this is not according to our constitution or democracy. Okay, so they have a lot of power. That means Supreme Court, High Court, they have a lot of power. Now, upholding law and enforcing fundamental rights. Every citizen of India can approach the Supreme Court, High Court if they believe that their fundamental rights have been violated. For example, we read in 7th class that Hakim Sheikh was an agriculture laborer who fell from a running train and injured himself, and in those conditions, and his condition got worse because no hospital was admitting him, maybe because of the financial condition or other reasons. So on hearing his case, Supreme Court decided according to the article number 21 that which provides every citizen the fundamental right to life and includes right to health. So therefore the West Bengal government was directed to pay the compensation for the loss suffered by the man, and also asked them to submit a blueprint for primary health care in which particular reference for the treatment of patient during an emergency. So अब देखिए यहाँ पे क्या हुआ कि हमारा जो लॉ एनफोर्समेंट है by the Supreme Court, High Court and even by other courts, what happens कि अगर कोई भी इंसान, पहले तो कोई भी सिटीज़न जिसको लगता है कि मेरे साथ गलत हुआ है या मेरी बात नहीं सुनी जा रही है, वो पूरे प्रोसीजर के थ्रू सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक जा सकता है, हाई कोर्ट तक जा सकता है. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल हकीम शेख का केस हमने 7th क्लास में पढ़ा था, जो एक एग्रीकल्चर लेबर था और चलती हुई ट्रेन से गिर गया था. उनको चोट बहुत ज़्यादा लगी थी, बट तब भी कोई हॉस्पिटल उन्हें एडमिट नहीं कर रहा था. ये केस सुनने के बाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने डिसीजन लिया अकॉर्डिंग टू आर्टिकल नंबर 21 दैट हर इंसान को, हर सिटीज़न ऑफ इंडिया को राइट है, राइट टू लाइफ एंड राइट टू हेल्थ केयर. सो देन दे सेड टू द वेस्ट बंगाल गवर्नमेंट कि आप पहले तो इस आदमी को कॉम्पनसेशन दीजिए, पैसा दीजिए उसको, जितनी भी उसको सफरिंग हुई है उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप उन्हें पैसा दीजिए, फैसिलिटी दीजिए. और ये केस सॉल्व करने के बाद आप अपना एक ब्लूप्रिंट सबमिट कीजिए जिसमें आप एक्सप्लेन करेंगे कि अगर कोई भी इमरजेंसी के टाइम पे कोई भी नॉर्मल पेशेंट है वो हेल्थ केयर कैसे पा सकता है, उसके लिए क्या सिस्टम है, दैट ही और शी दैट पर्सन कैन गेट द फर्स्ट हेल्प नीडेड फॉर हेल्थ केयर. ओके, नाउ मूविंग फर्दर. What is independent judiciary? So we read on the first page that we want to understand in this chapter what is independent judiciary. Imagine a situation where powerful political people has encouraged and land belonging to your family. Within the judicial system, the political party has the power to appoint or dismiss the judge from his office. When you take this case to the court, the judge will clearly partial to the politician. Now what they're saying, that what is independent judiciary needed, why it is needed and what does it even mean. So they are saying कि अगर सोचिए, अगर ऐसा कभी भी होता है कि आप कोई भी केस लेकर जाते हैं जहाँ पे किसी पॉलिटिशियन ने आपके साथ कुछ गलत किया, कोई भी पावरफुल आदमी इस इंडिया में आपने किसी पावरफुल आदमी ने आपके साथ कुछ गलत किया और वो पावरफुल आदमी ही, वो पॉलिटिशियन ही जज, जो कोर्ट में जो जज बैठते हैं उनको अपॉइंट करते हैं, निकालते हैं और उनकी जॉब देखते हैं, तो क्या होगा. ऑब्वियसली जज मजबूर होके उस पॉलिटिशियन का साथ ही देगा, क्योंकि प्रमोशन चाहता है, अपनी जॉब का अश्योरेंस चाहता है, तो वो उसी पॉलिटिशियन का साथ देगा, उसके अगेंस्ट क्यों बात करेगा. सो इसीलिए कि हमारे यहाँ पर कोई भी ऐसा लैक ऑफ जस्टिस ना हो और कोई भी ओवर यूज़ ऑफ पावर ना हो, इसकी वजह से ही जो जुडिशरी है इट इज़ ऑल डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द पार्लियामेंट एंड द मिनिस्टर्स. उनका कोई भी हाथ नहीं है जुडिशियल सिस्टम में. कोई भी जज, किसी भी जज का इलेक्शन कोई भी मिनिस्टर नहीं कर सकता है. वो एक पूरा प्रोसेस है जिसके थ्रू जज इलेक्ट होते हैं. उसी प्रोसेस के और उस प्रोसेस में कोई भी जो भी पॉलिटिशियन है या पॉलिटिकल पावर्स हैं वो इंक्लूडेड नहीं होते हैं. एंड विच इज़ नोन एज सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर. And now what is separation of power means? That here that state like legislature and executives cannot interfere in the work of the judiciary. सो ना तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, ना ही लेजिस्लेटिव गवर्नमेंट, ना ही एग्जीक्यूटिव्स जुडिशरी सिस्टम में दखल अंदाजी कर सकते हैं. कोई भी जुडिशरी सिस्टम में किसी को नहीं बता सकता कि आप ये डिसीजन लीजिए. दैट इज़ वाई वट एवर द कोर्ट आर डूइंग, दे आर डूइंग विद फुल जस्टिस, दे आर बीइंग इम्पार्शियल. वो किसी की भी साइड पर नहीं होते हैं, वो सिर्फ जस्टिस के लिए लड़ते हैं या डिसीजन लेते हैं. नाउ it is independent judiciary that allows the courts to play the central role in ensuring no misuse of power, whether it is legislative or executive, and they also avoid the and they also give you the fundamental right of citizenship, because anyone can approach the court if they believe that their rights have been violated. Okay, तो वो कह रहे हैं कि कोई भी नॉर्मल सिटीज़न किसी भी कोर्ट में जा सकता है अगर उसको लगता है कि मेरे साथ कुछ गलत हुआ है या मेरे राइट्स वायलेट हुए हैं. नाउ इन द नेक्स्ट चैप्टर, in the next part of the video, we are going to read the second part of the chapter where we are going to understand what is the structure of courts in India, and we have given a small review here that the structure of courts in India is like a pyramid. So there is a pyramid structure. Supreme Court, first there is Supreme Court, then there is High Court, and then there are district courts or the local courts. So I will explain it to you in detail in the next part whenever your class will be there. But till then, please listen to this video explanation very carefully, and if you have any problem you can always ask me. So read the further chapter as well so that you can understand it better also. Please take care of yourself and your family, students. Thank you.